Good afternoon, V. Harrison reporting live with Cypher Newsroom. Thank you so much for being with us today, Richard. I'm so delighted to speak with you, my West Side brother. What's
Thanks for
up?
having me.
I was telling sure, the creative Cypher ecosystem was getting pretty South Side. So I was about to, go.
Ah.
But I'm so excited to be reporting live with you, Chicago born, Chicago raised. Can't wait to get into your journey, things that you've learned, and your craft.
Oh yeah.
Actor, playwright, just talented beard man with the lovely beard. Of course, it comes with the
Man.
brand. Richard, talk to me about, let's kick it off about the moment that you knew. I was reading up on you over the last few weeks, and I learned that it was a basketball injury that kind of
Yeah.
randomly landed you into this industry. Talk
Yeah.
to me about how that went down.
Um, I mean, the thing is, it's hard for athletes to transition to any other thing, and which is why you have a lot of athletes that be like 30 years old still trying to chase a hoop dream. But thank God this acting bug bit me. I had a wrist injury and I went to a rehearsal with a mutual friend. They was in a stage play at the time. And there was a guy that was also in the show, but he was a no call, no show. So the producer asked me to read the lines just to fill in. I'm sitting back there, I'm bored. And of course, I didn't have an acting bone in my body. And the worst part about it, while I was in college, I was playing NCAA Division I basketball for Chicago State. While I was playing basketball, I had a theater class that I never went to.
So you did theater class. Cut it out. Do y'all hear
Le-
this? For the record, this
Legit.
man did theater class.
I had a whole theater class and never went to it. I went to it once, and that was just for the final. Um, and I'm sitting there, I'm bored. I'm like, okay, if this dude asks me to read one more time, I'm gonna just do it. I got up there, I read. He did ask again, not even 2 minutes later. Got up there, read, had fun with it. And then I was natural. I was a natural at it. And the guy was a no call, no show. So the dude was like, hey, I don't like no call, no show. So if you want the role is yours. And of course, that they kind of changed things again because that was more of a challenge. But as an athlete, I like challenges. But I don't know if I was ready for that challenge because I was shy as well, and I didn't speak well. I had, my accent is still country, but it was even worse. I didn't articulate my words, didn't finish my sentences. So I had a fear of speaking. And anyone who talked proper, I used to say they talk white.
Mm-hmm.
So
Heard
I
it
had to get
all
over that.
before.
You heard that all before,
Oh
exactly.
my
So you know
goodness.
exactly what I'm talking about. So I had to get through that. At the end, yeah, that when I did the show, that acting bug just bit me. And I came to a conclusion. I said, well, I've been injured a few times. I had a daughter to take care of. I said, if I can do anything else for the rest of my life and money wasn't an issue, what would it be? Basketball was hard on my body. I say, well, acting, because I can act until I'm boo-booing in a pamper. I can be
That's
an
true.
old man acting.
Mm-hmm.
So like, well, I think I like this. And I just pursued it ever since and gave it my all and continue to give it my all.
Richard Gallion Entertainment, RGE. I mean,
Yeah.
from there, you birthed this monster, right? This is probably from an incident to an incredible incident that really
Yeah.
sparked a career for you in acting.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your entertainment company and what you are hoping it does over the next few years.
So this is what I do full time. I partner with the APC Theater. It's an 1,100 seat theater. For the last 15 years, I've been doing my own productions, writing, producing, directing, acting in them. I don't like people telling me when I could work. Um, I just feel like as a creative and as one who's really a go-getter, I don't like to just sit around and just wait on what's the next project from someone else. And if I'm being very honest, I don't like a lot of people writing. A lot of people that their stories is just not good.
Yeah.
Storylines not good. I don't like other people trying to tell our story. So I just wanted to get to it and make this a real like career thing. And that's what I did. I put all my focus and energy into building my own company. And for the last 5 years, I've partnered with the APC Theater on 114th at Vincennes, where I
Okay.
became the artistic director. And yeah, I'm a CPS vendor now. So schools come there for field trips. We always
Love
have
it.
packed houses. And 1,100 seats is not easy to pack out.
Oh
You
man.
know, but I have a consistent fan base now who's aware of my work and is consistently growing. Because I feel like I'm just getting better as the story comes. I'm getting way better with writing, creating real storylines that's of interest, that teaches people. If you look at your most viewed podcasts, YouTubes, anything where someone is actually teaching people something and is helping people, they get the most traction.
Wow.
So that's been my motto with my productions. I want to be able to teach. I want people to be entertained, but at the same time, I want them to be able to go away with something. I don't want you to just come see a show. I want you to have an experience.
Yeah.
So
I
that's what
love
we've
that.
been able to create.
Richard, how much of this character, how much of this hustle comes from being Chicago bred? From the West Side, nonetheless. Now, I grew up in Austin, right? Now, a lot of folks say I'm a fake West Side. I'm a bougie West Sider.
You are.
I was
You
on
are.
the border of Oak Park, right?
You right there between Austin, like right off Division.
That's exactly correct. It was
Austin
still the
is
Wild Wild West, though. Okay.
yeah. Now all you had to do is go across the street. You were
That's
safe.
all. And it was the Wild Wild West. Period. So talk to me
Yeah.
about your life growing up out west and how all of this came into this. How did this help birth this RG Entertainment?
I mean, well, for one, I knew I didn't want to be a menace to my society or a
Mm.
product of it. And honestly, I wouldn't give credit to what side of town I was from. I'm gonna give the credit to being an athlete. It's just that competitive nature and just having that work ethic. You know, I boxed most of my life. I played basketball, I played football, I played baseball, just understanding work and, just being integral. I understand how
Right.
to work with teams. I understand, you need a team to win. I don't go into it with a selfish mindset. The only place where you really in it by yourself and you still not by yourself for real is when you're in a boxing ring,
Facts.
because you have to depend on you, but at the same time you have to be able to hear sound advice from coaches as well. So I understand how it is to work together and how it is to build something, how it is to make you know just the magic happen with chemistry.
Right.
So that same sportsman-like conduct and just being an athlete, I brought that over into the industry.
Right.
Now, what I will say is my mindset and my mentality for not dealing with nonsense. Now the West Side and K-Town and Uptown, that's where they came from.
Facts.
So it's just some things I don't even deal with. Some stuff I don't even put myself in a position to even have to deal with.
Love it.
Yeah, it's just knowing who I am, knowing what I produce, what I bring to the table, and knowing my tolerance level. Some things I just be like, nah, it's not
I mean, a
even.
black man writing plays, right? I mean, straight from the hood, writing plays.
Yeah,
And even in the age of Tyler Perry and all that we're seeing break through the industry, it's still very special, especially coming out of Chicago. You're saying
yeah,
that you broke yourself aside. You didn't want to be a menace to society. Let me tell you, neither did my only brother, and he got murdered like less than 5 years ago in the streets of Chicago, not too far from where we grew up. So
well,
tell me what you did and tell the people, because I want this to be a part of the story. See, because we put celebrities in these young people faces and NBA players. Talk to me about the moment you said, no, this isn't for me. What was going through your head? How did you know you wanted more?
I mean, I done seen people murdered, right, like right in front of me.
Whew.
As a 10-year-old boy, like legit, like their blood got on me. That's how close it was.
Wow.
Um, I've seen. I used to look at drug dealers and gang chiefs and all of that as
Mm.
heroes, only because I didn't know no better. So they was like a hero to me. But it's just as I realized that the hell they were causing, and the way when I really looked into their life, how scared they really were. I didn't want that.
Right.
So and I realized, if you look on television, you see more athletes who become real heroes. Not saying that they should be heroes, because now that
Mm-hmm.
I'm older, I do understand a lot of them are just, well, I ain't gonna say dumb. A lot of them don't make the best decisions financially, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't realize there's a whole world of people watching them. But it just, I got more attracted to that level of hero as opposed to the street hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nah, that's not where it's at. I don't want to be dead. I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder. I
Right.
don't want to do any of that. So I'd rather take this way that's not dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Just get an athlete and make a lot of money and take
Mm-hmm.
care of my family.
Who was
So
your street hero? Who was your hero growing up? Who did you see and you like goals? That's who I want to emulate.
I don't want to say names. 'Cause I feel like I'm incriminating some people.
It's all good. It's fair enough.
But it was I'll just say this: some of us shared the same blood.
Okay.
We shared the same blood.
Fair enough. Anything you'll do different, Richard? You are climbing the ladder. We're starting to see you everywhere. And as the black man progresses, the American way, the black man declines. Anything you'll do different?
I
Anything you
wouldn't.
way?
I feel like every step, every downfall, every hardship, every pain, great or small, I feel like it was all a part of the story.
Hmm.
And it helped me become the man I am today. It also helped me not take certain things and people for granted. You
Hmm.
know, if there is one thing that I would do better, or different, I would say pray more.
Hmm. Why is that?
I would have prayed more as a kid. It's like you don't understand God's voice until you really start to read His Word, and really learn how to just sit and not be anxious for nothing. That's when you understand that God is really answering prayers. Because I had one person that I said, I just knew it was, someone was interviewing me, and they said, well, because I said, I know God had told me to do this, like it just kept coming up, and
Hmm.
and I was able to see like exactly what the bigger picture was. And I don't know if he was being facetious, but he said, so a lot of people say God told him to do something. How does God sound? I said, he sounds like his word. It's like once you get to reading his word and getting to know his word, his voice becomes louder with decisions that you make in life. And when you put reading the word with having an actual prayer life, when you put those two together and mix it in a bowl, it's much easier to make the best decisions.
Hmm.
So you'll learn to take yourself out of it.
Let's talk about your upcoming play, A Fall from Royalty. Very
Hmm.
interesting, given what we were just talking about, right?
Yeah.
Um, what energies you put into this, and what are you expecting to happen with this?
And it took years of studying. I of course, growing up in CPS, you only learn that you were slaves. That's it.
That's it.
That's the only thing they teach
My
us
son
about
must have came and
slavery.
said something about Langston Hughes, and I say, "What? Not Martin Luther King?" I was shocked and very proud. We
Yeah,
upgraded a little, not much.
just a little bit.
It's a
But
little bit.
of course, us, when we were growing up, coming up through CPS, we just learned about slavery. So it
Right.
took for me to become an actual adult. In my adult life is when I really started to learn about real Black history.
Hmm.
I didn't know anything about us being kings and queens and owning resources and land and
Hmm.
controlling the wealth. Like I didn't know about that because, again, just only known of being slaves and just being spenders. We're consumers. That's it. That's what I've been known.
Hmm.
That's what I was taught. My entire life. So this story, um, I wrote it with the intent for one to help uplift people. Like again, when I write stories, I want to write stories that's going to help people. Right now, a lot of us are in an identity crisis. And I feel like if we can go back to the drawing board of where we really come from, like our actual roots, where we were kings, we were queens. What is a king or queen? They think they think royalty. You
Mhm.
know, we don't act
Mhm.
such as peasants and animals, you know.
Mhm.
But if you look at the world today, that's how we are. We act as if we're just peasants. But at the same time, I also wanted to show the importance of making the right decisions.
Mm.
Decisions you make today, it will affect tomorrow and generations to come. So so what happens with the show, I take the African kings and queens, I fast forward them to the 1800s to see what their greed has caused and what that one decision to put that signature for the transatlantic slave trade has caused. And the
Mm.
question I posed to them, if you would have known that your greed would have enslaved your people 400 years later, would you still have signed that transatlantic slave trade?
Mm.
So that production has been hitting. Like
I can
we
only
done,
imagine.
we ran it 6 times so far. Out of the 6 runs, 5 of them were sold out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So I'm adding more shows now. I just added May 2nd and May 3rd, as well as July 12th. And the
Impressive.
reason I space it out like that is because I don't run off grants. Like I pay for everything out of pocket.
Wow.
Um,
Blessings. Whew.
Thank you. I don't have no major sponsors. I do have a few sponsors, but it's not major. I'm still paying, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars out of pocket. So I just have to be very strategic on how I add shows because the
Mm.
reality is that overhead does not change, but the butts in the seat does. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't want to put myself in a losing position.
Well, congratulations. Real quick, a shameless plugger. How can people learn more about that play and if they want to see it?
Yeah, they can go to my website, richardgallion.com. Gallion is spelled
Mhm.
Gallion, richardgallion.com.
Mhm.
Tickets available there. Also, I do have a partnership with the Chicago Home of Chicken and Waffles in Bronzeville. There's
Mhm.
tickets available there. And if you go there to buy tickets and sit down and eat, you get a 20% discount on your meal.
Oh,
So
snap.
that's
Y'all
a
heard
bonus.
that? A Chicago
Yeah.
man that knows where the good eats are. Pay attention. I love it so much. We've got a few minutes, and my heart couldn't exit this interview without giving some time to your daughter. Let's talk about your daughter. You brought her up several times. I'm a mama. Um,
Okay.
nothing has conformed my life. Nothing has been more challenging. Nothing has been more fun. Nothing has been more ugly, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it molds us. You can't sit inside of a career, especially one that came by way of mistake, without crediting what really made you a man, I'm certain. Share with us more about your daughter and the legacy that you're looking to leave her.
Yeah. So actually I have 5 kids.
Beautiful. Me too. That's a good number.
Yeah.
Good number. Because I
But it
got it
was
and
my
I smack you.
exactly.
Good hand.
Exactly.
Same here.
Especially yeah.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
But it was my oldest daughter that really helped transform me to a man.
Mhm.
Uh I stopped being impulsive. Um I realized that I didn't just have me to live for.
Mhm.
I had my daughter to live for as well. I did not have a relationship with my father, so me me having that fear of failing her, it made me father a little better.
Mm.
It made me very conscious, very aware. She's 21 years old now. She went to school off a full scholarship academically. You know, she had 11 scholarship offers. Good,
Congratulations. I love
good, beautiful young woman working. You know, she's working on getting into real estate.
it.
Just doing some amazing things, and I'll never forget sitting in that hospital room when she was first born,
Mhm.
and it's like a part of me wanted to run, but a bigger part of me wanted to stay. And the little part that wanted to run, it was a fear because I figured, how could I be something I never had?
Wow.
And here it is with this young soul, this life that I have to lead and guide into her destiny. And it's like, if I didn't even know how to guide myself, how can I guide this baby? I may just fail her. And of course, you know, sometimes the easiest thing to do is to run away from it. But that competitive part of me, it
Mhm.
wouldn't let me run and just, and it's like, no, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And the promise was, God, if you teach me how to father every step of the way, every child I ever bring in this world, I would be the best father to him that I could be.
Love it.
And I always get a reminder from her, just random people. Oh, you did an amazing job as a father. You're an awesome father.
Nothing feels better.
Yeah. So I feel like
Nothing
this is
feels better.
God. Yes, it's a
Beautiful.
reminder.
I love it. Thank you so much. I just had to end on that note because I always know what they bring
Yeah.
to our lives, and you are having your way right now. So continue, keep up the good work. Creative Cipher and all of our affiliated projects are more than happy to continue to support you, as we are with the Creative Cipher Newsroom. So we'll
Oh
be
man,
back
and
in touch. Thank you
shout
so
out
much
to Creative Cipher. I
for
mean,
sure. For
I've
sure.
known Troy for years, man, and Troy, he's another one that's a go-getter. He's a
Go get it.
go-getter. He
Go get
make
it.
things happen.
Yes, he does.
And man, thank you guys so much, and shout out to all you guys, man.
So appreciate it so much. We hope to see you in August at the annual Excel Fest. It's getting bigger and
Yes,
better. You're going to be
yes.
getting some details about that. And just thank you so much for your time, your craft, your talent. Blessings to you.
Thank you. Blessings to you as well, B.
Appreciate it so much.